Hello. Hey, ha, hello. Okay, day two. Two. I am super pumped for this one because it is literally the bare basics of the business. I am still sick while recording this, so if I cough or sound like I am dying, I promise we will survive and we will make it through this, okay? And if you're grossed out by coughs, bear with me. I apologize. But your girl has stuff to do for you guys. So sickness or not, we record. So today our topic is IPAs. And I really want to kind of focus on those one and dones and what those mean versus our focused IPAs, right? So if you're watching this, you should know what IPAs are. If you all have no idea what IPAs are, please exit this video, message your enroller, or message me and say, I don't know what IPAs are, okay? The reason being is because it is the second guide of our onboarding system. So when you enrolled, every single person should have gone through the guides. Again, if you have not gone through the guides, please exit this and go through the guides because this bootcamp is going to confuse you if you don't know terms that I'm talking about and what I'm saying. So guides are key and they are important. Okay. So IPAs every single morning, myself or another amazing leader in my downline send the good morning message in the Telegram, right? Every single morning they have these IPAs. You have your self-development, your products and your stories, your interactions, your 3-2-1s, growing your network, a post, a reel, sharing to your stories, birthdays, and I am and gratitudes. So in guide 2, there is a full IPA video. So I'm not going to go into what everything is, right? Because we already have that and we don't need to be redundant. And also in guide 2, I have it written out for you. So if you're somebody where videos are a little bit harder for you to follow, there is a visual of it literally written out for you, 1, every single morning, but 2, in depth in guide 2 of limitless in the onboarding systems. Okay. So if you need to understand, like, how do I do 3-2-1s, or how do I do interactions, or how do I what is growing your network and unfollowing, what does that consist of, right? Go ahead and read it through that post. So what I really want to talk about are one and dones, because I hear all the time people say, I do like 6 hours of IPAs, and I just like scratch my head and I'm just like, how and why? Like, that is such busy work. And let's break that down a little bit for you, because you can be doing all the things, and the people that do all the things are normally the ones that are in my inbox telling me they do rounds and rounds and rounds of IPAs and they spend 6 hours doing IPAs, and I'm like, holy moly, no wonder you're not enrolling. Like, you're so busy micromanaging and doing busy work yourself on yourself that you're not allowing the work that you're doing to be intentional and actually work and grow for you. So I want to talk about one and dones and what that consists of. Okay. And a one and done, for anybody who has no idea what that means, it's okay. I come up with weird terminology. So as we go on, you're going to be like, that's not even a word. Well, it is in Lynn's mind, and in Limitless Trainings, it is. Okay. I could have my own dictionary. So, and meanings for all the different phrases that I use. So a one and done is an IPA that you only need to do once a day, because once you do it, it's busy work or redundant to continue to do it. Okay. So, what are those to me? For me, a one and done is definitely self-development. And I suggest only doing at like most 15 minutes a day. And the reason I say 15 minutes of self-development, because you can self-development yourself to a mind block and a mental block. Okay. You can literally I don't want to say self-development yourself to death, but the death of your business. Okay. To where you're now doing CPR and trying to revive your business. All right. And some of y'all are in that phase right now, and that's okay, because we are going to revive your business. This is you doing CPR on your business. Okay. And we are doing it together. So you can literally do way too much self-development to where now you have this mental block of, I don't know what to do and I can't get out of my own way, right? Self-development is needed and it is great, especially in the online social media space. but you can do too much of it. So one of the videos during this month is going to be on different types of self-development, how to know the difference between personal self-development versus like self-development, like business self-development. So there's very much different things. So I will talk about both of those in a later video. So stay tuned for that. But one and done, self-development, your 3-step or your morning products in your stories, right? That's a one and done, but it also can be used throughout the day. For me, I do my steps in the morning, and then I'm obviously not doing my steps again throughout the day. But if you use plus line items, like I use our collagen, I use our gummies, I use our nighttime gut duo, I use thirst, I use boost, I use blast, I use activate, I use sculpt, like I use I use all of the things. So for me, as I'm taking those things or as I'm making those things, I'm showing them in my stories. But once I do that, I'm not then going to be making another activate, right? Unless you're drinking 2 a day. Okay. So as I use them and as I do it, that is when I post them in my stories. So those are one and dones, but they're also a one and done that you can continue to do throughout your day. But for the most part, it's a one and done, right? Once you post that product in your story, you're then not going to go and do your 3 steps again, or go and take your nighttime gut duo like 7 times, right? So another one that is a one and done is posting and reels. Okay. Those are one and dones because you're not posting 14 times a day. I'm not asking you to do 7 posts. I'm not asking you to do 3 reels. Okay. All I want you to do is 1 post and 1 reel. Hey, Xander, come lay down. If you hear my dogs bark, I have a zoo. So that's a one and done. And part of our planning and batching Zoom is to set you up so it is a one and done. Okay. I know in other companies or maybe other leadership that you've been a part of, if you've been in this network marketing space before, may have told you that you need to do 3 posts a day, right? Or may have told you that you need to constantly be in somebody's news feed with new stuff. I think that's redundant. And I think that that is something that, is an overkill, and it's exhausting for you to have to be that creative. And also you're fighting against yourself for your content to be seen. I would rather you do 1 post and 1 reel and then respond to the comments that come in from those posts or those reels than do 3 posts and 2 reels a day, right? Like, I don't know about y'all, but if I try and be too creative in one day, I mentally get exhausted. And then the next day, I don't want to create. So for me, I would rather create and batch 5 reels for my week, right? And create 7 different content topics that I can share about and how I want to kind of post. And do it once a day. Okay. So that is a one and done. And I really, if you aren't doing a one and done on posting or on reels, I would love for you to start doing one and dones on those. And I would love for you to focus during this next 30 days on getting a post and a reel up every single day. One of them at least being about Thrive. They both don't have to be about Thrive. One can be about life, one can be whatever you want it to be. But one of them being about product or compensation side of Thrive. So for me, that's a non-negotiable, and that could really, it's a part of our IPAs, which is a part of doing this boot camp. So it is also a one and done. So once you get it done for your day, you're done. You don't have to think about it, which is probably one of my my favorite things. So another thing that is a one and done is happy birthdays. Okay. You're not going to go in and wish the same person happy birthday every hour. No, you're going to say happy birthday. Done. That's it. Okay. And what that does is I love to send messages for birthdays. And the reason being is because if they don't respond to me happy birthday, like when I say happy birthday with like a thank you or anything back, I honestly unfriend them. And I know that might sound a little weird because you're like, well, what if they see your stuff? Well, to me, like I want people on my network that are going to communicate with me. And if we've never had a conversation before, and they can't even say thank you for saying happy birthday, I unfriend them. That's just me personally. You don't have to adapt that technique, but that's just my technique with birthdays. And then another one and done is I am and gratitude. And here's the thing with that. I love to do that at night. The reason being is because I like to do my self-development in the morning, and then to end my night, I like to remember what I'm working towards, and what I have. And those are really, really big aspects of this industry, especially since we do a lot on social media. Like my entire business has been grown on social media. So for me, I think that that is probably the biggest importance of ending my day, to remind me what I'm working towards and what I currently am so grateful that I have. Okay. And that's been a practice of mine for literally 5 years, more than that. I've been in the network marketing industry since I was 18 years old, and I am 29. So it's been here a while. Okay. I've been doing it for a while, and it's really helped my mindset around this space, and stuff like that. So that's a one and done also. Okay. So with those things that I just said, that means the first hour of your day, I get those done. I spend an hour, 30 minutes to an hour getting those one and dones done. And the reason being is because I don't have to think about them then for the rest of the day. And what I can focus on the rest of the day in those little like 2 minute to 5 minute pockets that I have available, I can focus on my focused IPAs. But even more than that, I can focus on one focused IPA a day. And we have a content map, and I'm going to actually add it into the second guide as well. So by the time you're watching this, it would have been added into guide 2 as well, and you can find it in there. Or you can type into the Limitless Team page. You can type in map in the search engine, and it'll pop up those maps for you. Okay. So with that content map, I have one that's already filled out for you and one that is blank. So what I want you to use that for is the focused IPAs. So like Monday is 3-2-1s, for example. So what that means is my focused IPAs are my interactions, growing my network, and 3-2-1s. And the reason why those are my focused IPAs is because I'm not doing interactions on the same account all day long. I'm finding different accounts to interact with their stories. Or on Instagram, there's this new note feature at the top of your, oh, my messages are popping, at the top of your, up here. This is a fail, y'all. At the top up here, right? These are all notes. So for me, right, like it's just like stories. It's tons of notes in your inbox. I have been interacting with those notes with non-thrivers. I've been interacting with those notes. So that's a new interaction for me, right? That's something I can do throughout the day. 3-2-1s, I can go into people that are viewing my stories. I can go into people that are liking and commenting on my reels, or liking and commenting on my posts. Or maybe like if I just like this last weekend of recording this, right? So I'm in December right now. But I just went through and I followed like 1,000 people over the last month. And the reason being is because I wanted to grow my network with non-thrivers, because my network is very heavy with thrivers. Anytime that corporate sends out an email with my face on it, or I earn anything, I get an influx of thrivers. So for me, thrivers are not my potentials. I'm not going to grow my business with thrivers. So I spent the last month growing my following. So people I am personally following by over 1,000 people. Now you have to do that slowly, so that way you aren't getting banned, right? But for me, I do that every now and then, where I'll do it, and then I won't do 3-2-1s on them till I'm done with all of my following. And then I spend a heavy time in my following doing 3-2-1s on those new people I just followed, just to create those new relationships and those new connections within my network. So that is something that is huge for me. I love 3-2-1s, and I love to do that. That's normally my focused IPA. Where I am in my business, 3-2-1s have helped me the most out of anything. As far as my most consistent focused IPA. So I love to do 3-2-1s. But like I said, the last month or so, my focused IPA has been growing my network. So as you are starting to, maybe this is your CPR for your business, or maybe you're learning the basics and you're kind of just figuring out what that looks like, I would use that content map and do a focused IPA every single day. And I have one that's already planned out for you. And then there's a blank one if you want to switch it up. If you maybe have been here for a while and you want to focus on one thing over the next 30 days, you can focus on that one thing. So those are your focused versus your one and done. So I really want you guys to cut out the busy work. And that's like 6 hours of IPAs. If you're doing 6 hours of IPAs, you are not being intentional and adding value. You are just sending a message to send a message. And that's not going to build you a business. If you're wondering why your inbox is dry, it's probably because you're telling people, ooh, love this. Oh, I love that shirt. Oh, you're so cute. Like, that's not a freaking interaction. Okay. That's not what 3-2-1s are for. That's not what interactions are for. That's not going to build you a relationship or connections with people. It's just going to get you in their inbox and they're probably hearting it or liking it and moving on and never thinking about your profile again. Okay. So really get intentional with what you're sharing. Okay. And then I know I mentioned sharing to your stories as a one and done, but it's also a focused IPA. And I want to touch a little bit on that because this part, when I talk about it, seems to confuse people sometimes. And so for me, let's talk about sharing with our stories. Okay. For me, I use my stories all day long. I post samples almost every single day. I talk about the products every single day, whether it be my personal results or me sharing about taking a plus line. If I'm making a pink pro, right? I might set up my video and video me making it and talking about why I love it, like the hyaluronic acid and stuff like that. And if you're new or you're new to the products, I actually have a product knowledge cheat sheet, and it's in the guides as well. This is why the guides are so important. You see? And you can learn about the different like non-scientific things about our products to give you ideas to talk about them. So maybe you use a specific product that you would love to talk in your stories about. I want you to talk about your personal experience with it, but then also go to that product knowledge cheat sheet and see if maybe I said something on there that gives you something that you can also talk about. Like, for example, the Pink Pro with the hyaluronic acid on the inside to bring that moisture to the outside with your skin. Okay. So I love to use my stories as focused throughout my entire day. And I don't just share Thrive in my stories. I share my sons, I share my husband, I share our zoo, right? I share my life in there, but my life is very heavy Thrive because of the business that I've built. So a lot of times it is a lot of Thrive, but I make sure that I'm touching on the me side of it. So if I'm using a plus line, I'm talking about why I'm using that plus line. If I'm talking about samples, I'm also sharing my personal before and afters or my personal experience with the products. If I'm talking about the opportunity, I'm normally face-to-face showing my personality side of it. Okay. So these are just some things that you can add in as IPAs. And if IPAs overwhelm you, I want you to start slow. Okay. So when somebody comes to me and they say IPAs overwhelm them, we start slow and we add to it. So what does that mean? I customize an IPA list. So if IPAs overwhelm you, I want you to look at the list. And normally I say, when I customize them, let's do self-development. Let's get a post up and then let's share in our stories. Those are my 3 IPAs that I have people start with. I don't even care if you're not interacting with people or growing your network or doing those things, because if you're not being consistent with it every single day, it's not going to work for you. So for me, I would rather you look at that IPA list and start with 3 for this week. The next week, add on another one. The next week, add on another one. Do you see what I mean? And start a routine with something that's not overwhelming so you can kind of get the hang of it. Once you get the hang of it, before you know it, at the end of these 30 days, you're doing an entire list of IPAs and your inbox is having people in and you're having conversations. So if they overwhelm you, understand that during this boot camp, we have every single level of promoter doing this with me, from my top enrollers to top leaders who lead 6-figure monthly businesses to brand promoters that are just starting like 2 days ago. Okay. So do not feel overwhelmed if I say something and you're like, I can't do that. You can, you have to work up to it. Okay. So the part of this bootcamp that I really want you guys to hold on to is the fact that you can customize all the things as long as you're working up to it. And if something overwhelms you, that's the beauty of this bootcamp. Shoot me a message on Telegram. Don't mind my dog like growling in the background. I'm sorry, y'all. But my biggest thing, Xander. sorry. My biggest thing is message me, because I'm committed over these 30 days to help you and simplify things and make it so it isn't overwhelming. So if IPAs are something overwhelming for you, message me on Telegram and say, hey, I'm in the bootcamp. I did video 2 and I have questions. Can you help me customize an IPA list? And we will chat and we will get that done for you. Okay. That's the beauty of doing this live. If you're watching the replay, reach out to your enroller and say the exact same thing, and they will help you. And if they're confused, they can ask me. Okay. So it's a trickle effect. Doing this live, you get access to those. If you are watching this any other time besides when it is live in January of 2023, then reach out to your enroller and they will help you with that with me. Okay. We will do it together. So your assignment for today, because remember, we have assignments every single day. Your assignment for today is to take a screenshot of this video. Take a screenshot. Okay. And you are going to post it into your stories and say, bootcamp 23 with our 200K millionaire leader. Simple. Simple, simple. You can tag me. I will share it in my stories. But the reason why we're doing this is it's an IPA, okay? The reason why we're doing this is it shows your network that you have people at the very, very top of your company. You don't even have to say 200K millionaire. I don't give two shits what you say, if we're being honest. Just my leader, right? A leader, something. The thing of it is this is going to show your network as we're igniting your algorithm over the next 30 days. We're going to do this assignment a couple times. And the reason being is because it's going to show your network that when they join you, they also get somebody who is a top leader in this company. Therefore, you can borrow my confidence in your content and in your stories. People, the biggest thing is in this industry is people want to know that they have somebody that's going to lead them and teach them. So you're going to be that person for them. Yes, 1000%. They're joining you. But when they join you, they also get me. Okay. I don't care what level you are in my downline, you all get me, right? And so that is a very big thing. And every year when we do these boot camps, the people that share that they are doing the boot camp get the best results out of the boot camp, because people want to know what this boot camp is. People crave trainings, they crave resources, and in this industry, they lack. In our team, they do not. Okay. So that is your assignment today for video number 2. All right. I love y'all. And we will chat tomorrow. Bye, guys.